ladies and gentlemen, is a few seconds of stride piano. My name's Jim Hession, and my wife Martha and I have been getting a lot of inquiries from YouTube viewers from all over the world who are aspiring jazz pianists and want to know about how the styles were played, especially the classic jazz piano styles, what some of the elements were, how the figures are played, and so on and so on. So we came up with the idea of putting out a series of short videos that will talk about stylistic elements and maybe some of the history behind the early classic jazz piano renditions. The focus seems to be quite a bit on stride piano, and one of the most common questions that we've had from viewers has been, what's the difference between ragtime piano and stride piano? And I'll save you a trip to the library to get some of the history books by saying that very basically the difference is chronological. Ragtime came before stride, appeared first in the mid to late 1890s, lasted as a major piano craze for about 20 years, when the emergence of stride piano came about just before 1920. Ragtime, as evidenced by this little excerpt from Scott Joplin, this is the Pineapple Rag, pretty much stayed within the middle 4 octaves of the keyboard, was very structured, and was very even in form. And I'll show you. Stride, on the other hand, expanded on the idea of ragtime by reaching out past that 4-octave range and going all the way to the extreme ends of the keyboard for the piano figures that came with that style. As you can see, the styles are quite different, but the comparison that I like to make a lot of time, without offending the esteemed music historians of the Western world, is that the comparison between ragtime and stride piano is similar to that occurred in the classic era of classical music in the late 1700s, early 1800s. And the difference between Mozart's style and Beethoven's style. Now, with exceptions to the rule, as always, Mozart's style stayed in that same area as the ragtime, was like ragtime, very structured, very orderly, and take an example like this. Whereas Beethoven's, just a few years later, his style was much more dramatic, a fuller sound, used a much wider range of the orchestra and the piano as a general rule. Much like the difference between ragtime and stride piano. Now, the questions that we'll be answering in the subsequent videos and the demonstrations that we'll do at the keyboard, hopefully will shed some light into the technical demands of the style of Stride piano, and also what the style was accomplishing in all the years of its heyday. So stay tuned, more to come.